Really there. That's it.
Suddenly what happened was I was sleeping, and the next thing I found was I was in the sea on a banana boat, and the banana boat brought me to the seaside here in Whitley Bay. On the quiet end, I think it was Duridge Bay, further up north, where we hitchhiked from there to Newcastle. Then I didn't speak English, you know. So basically, firstly I came as an illegal immigrant. Then I applied for a British passport, which I got. And that's why I got here. इन्होंने क्या राखी लैन इन्होंने अपना तो लेना नहीं गा रख लो इन्हों
Hi, Lorraine Boyd here, and I'm in Blythe, my hometown. I'm on Blythe Market on a market day. I can't think of anywhere else I'd rather be. Anyway, in a poll in 1991, Blythe was said to be the worst town in Britain. Do you believe that? Well, one way to find out, we'll ask the people.
I mean, you could go out and leave your front door open, couldn't you?
Yes, yes.
You could go to the shop, leave your front door
Dorothy's
open.
right. If anybody stole, the whole of the community would have been, because there was nothing to steal.
No. I say nobody would pinch.
On one occasion,
not like it is today.
Yeah. On one occasion, the place was absolutely shattered, the whole of the village, because a man had fought with somebody and brought a knife out. He didn't stab him, he didn't kill him. He was going to stab him, but he was. And oh, the horror!
There wasn't
with knives, knives were things that foreigners used. The horror, and people were people lived moral lives because...
But in them days, Arlene, we didn't get national security, did we? I say, if you didn't work, you didn't get...
You died of hunger.
Didn't you? There was no, like they do today, there's no national assistance, was there?
Nothing, no.
I say,
Went to
if
the workhouse.
your husband didn't work...
They went to the
that was it.
workhouse, yes. But I don't remember any
That's right.
workhouse, but I do remember...
And today they can go and sign on if they're out of work.
I was Daddy's girl. You know. I mean, she got rid of my brother, and the last time I saw her, quite a few years ago, was when it came out. That was when she told me that I had been her failure, because she tried to abort me and had been unsuccessful.
Would you like to tell us what's it like living in Blythe? You've lived there a bit longer, so you go first.
I was born there, born here. I'm now 43. The people are lovely. We are really, we are. The town, it could be better, but the people more than make up for it, really.
Okay. And well, yeah, have you been in Blythe all your life? Yeah, so have you been to school and had your first drink and everything in Blythe, have you? All that. So what are you going to say about it?
Well, I like Blythe a lot, and most people my age don't, but I do.
Anything else?
Oh, that's it.
Okay, right, thank you very much.
Hi everybody, the Russians are coming. Market rent for 1 day for a stall. Isn't that lovely? 20.
Sell it there for 60 pence.
30. 50. 53 pounds and 20 pence. My God. Fun, don't worry. You won't be sending it to the video people on the television. Give them a smile, can you? Goodbye, Mr. Fraser. See, Mr. Fraser's hiding away because he's robbed me with 53.20 pence. 53 pounds 20 pence for a market stall. Not many people actually know this, but not even every single person traveling by British Rail know this, but they should know this. Guess who's on the back of a £5 note? It's Sir George Stephenson. It's the man that invented the very first steam engine, which inspired people to build the fastest trains in the world. You see? We learn something new every day. Yes, darling.
Many years have come and gone since I wandered from my home in those Oklahoma hills where I was born. Many a page of life has turned, many a lesson I have learned, and I feel that in those hills I still belong. Way up yonder at the end of nations, right before me on the reservation, the Oklahoma hills where I was born.
People forget children or young adults. You hear things, you see things, and you think the same way as you do when you're older. It's just when you're older you've seen more what's going on and you know a bit more what's wrong. I mean, I can't ever remember a time when I didn't know that the sort of like love that my mother displayed for me was only a front, only for show. I knew, you know, maybe I couldn't put it into words as a youngster, but I knew that. But I mean, my dad brought me up, and he was excellent. I loved my dad very much. He never smacked me, because I learned from an early age that when my dad said, don't do something, he would explain why I hadn't got to do it. So I knew that if he asked me not to do something, and he never told me, he always asked, you know, sort of, don't do that, please. And I would stop immediately. And he always had the time to explain, you know, what wasn't good about it.
Way down yonder in the Indian Nation, ride the pony on the reservation in the Oklahoma hills where I was born. Way down yonder in the Indian Nation, the cowboy's life is my occupation in the Oklahoma hills where I was born.
This is your opportunity to say what a wonderful or what a scummy little town it is, so the choice is yours.
It's a scummy town, yes, as are most towns around here. The northeast is filthy.
And why is that?
Well, look around you. Everything's drab, dull, except yourself.
Thank you very much. I like this man. I like this man. Please make him famous.
Well, you're right. No, you may be bigger than me. Come on, be honest. Northeast, what's it got going for us?
Victoria Club.
High crime rate, filth, nobody cares. And there's not much more I can say. I can tell a few jokes.
Yeah?
No.
Well, I suppose there is two sides to the coin. Nobody else around here could do it, because that's what's made us different all these years. Nobody else has ever wanted to do anything like this, and I always have. And when I was little, I used to pretend, with my mechanic brother, we used to go down the street, right? It was me that used to like lead him. And we used to go down the street and pretend we're doing surveys and stuff, and pretend we're dead important, just so I could get noticed. Well, just so I could get noticed. And I used to always pretend I was introducing things and presenting television shows and that. I used to pretend to do important things, but now I'm going to get this job on the Word, and I will be doing important things, because I'm going to be a TV star.
Oh, is it? Greatest hits. You get it? A sparrow hit by a ball. He's getting shot, he's been hit, it's outside the bank, they're going to hit the bank. She slapped him, hit, boxing glove. That's been hit, so it's sinking the ship. Bit of ham, so that must have been the animal was hit. Hammer. Camel with a pin. Mad that, isn't it? You seen it? It's 10cc.
Well, I sent my passport then later on with a forged photograph to my brother, and he flew over. So this is how I got myself, my brother, and 4 of my cousins on one passport to come to Britain. And yeah, they're quite settled here now. And later on, of course, this multiplied this system. And then he applied for a passport, and the cousins applied for a passport. Basically, you have about 6-7 people traveling on the same passport. So basically, you got about 50 to 60 people coming into Britain on the basis of one passport. Well, they kept on saying to me, we let somebody in with this passport 2 hours ago. I said, I English no speak, and they said, okay, you go ahead. So I can't say. I mean, number one, the fella wasn't bothered. The person who was in charge at the moment, at the time I traveled into the country, obviously was the same person who attended to my 6 cousins on the same passport. You know, photocopy of the same passport, and the photocopy was done by Canon copiers. I mean, they're extremely good at photocopying, I think. And so it's really, I'm really pleased with them that they didn't give me too much hassle.
When women had babies, you can verify it. There used to be 2 and 6 on the mantelpiece, which was sacrosanct, because you got to pay the doctor if you had to bring the doctor in. But nobody brought the doctor unless it was the last resort. So women who had babies just had babies, and the woman next door put a white pinny on, and she was the midwife. She wasn't trained midwife, not by any means, but that's what happened. It was only that's true, wasn't it? That was true. We didn't have doctors at all, no. Not unless we were forced to. And,
oh no, they were bad days. I say they were hard days, but I say we were happy, weren't we? I say we were happy.
Yeah.
I say money don't bring happiness. I say money don't bring happiness.
And in our street, they called it Park Avenue. 58 Park Avenue, right? What a name. And in our street, there were 12 families. I've got a book about it. Somebody wrote a book about Brandon, and I've got it written down, so I know I'm speaking the truth from that, and it's written in. 12 families in that place, over the matter of 5 years, were wiped out with consumption.
Oh, there's a lot of consumption in them days. Oh, there was. Consumption, but you don't hear of it now.
No. It was a scourge of consumption. It really was. And yet, the places were lovely and clean. My mum
But the trouble was, if you didn't have the money, you didn't have a doctor in them days.
No,
you had to pay for a doctor, didn't you?
Yes, the £0.50 stood there.
What, didn't you?
Yes.
You had to pay to go to a doctor.
It was on the mantelpiece, at £0.50.
I say, you had to pay.
He introduced me.
Yes,
because he had said, there was one day he had said, he said to me, you know, he says, there's a lady comes down here, and she's a magnum nut, like you. And this day when she came down, Dave says, oh, hang on a minute. Joan, come round here. She came round and he says, Joan, this is Viv. Viv, this is Joan. We just looked at each other and said, oh, magnum. That was it.
And you know how you meet people and you feel you've known them for years and they've been friends for years and you can't remember not ever being. I had that feeling immediately and I said,
we'll go on like a house on fire.
Hi, I'm Lorraine Boyd and I've got 5 reasons why I should be the new presenter on The Word. Reason number 1, I like people. Reason number 2, I like adventure. Reason 3, I like the great oh God, can we do that again? Reason number 3, I like the great outdoors. Reason number 4, I love music. And reason number 5, I love to have fun.
I mean, it's just clever how it's made, isn't it? I mean, he's just slowly gone mad. He's sort of sitting in there speaking to him and he's not answering. Because he doesn't know what he can't hear them, like, can he? He's just... I'd like now Robert De Niro can act so good, you know? He's a damn good actor. I mean, I couldn't think of any other actors to replace him except Clint Eastwood, but still say Robert De Niro's the best actor. Mine, Dirty Harry, there's one good actor, The Killer. The Killer in it, what's it? You tried to kill me! God, you see I'm hurt, I get a doctor, get a doctor. It's mad.
Actually, when when Darwin was talking about man coming from the apes. I didn't believe it at first, but then when I realized he was talking about the, you know, the mainstream British people, then I began to believe that he was right. And this is a good example that he was telling the truth about the mainstream English people, that they came from the apes. Although the genetic engineering must have went wrong in some place, that the color slightly, you know, lightened up. People say that's due to the weather, but I don't believe that at all. You know, people have many misconceptions about Darwin's theory. They think that he meant the whole of the world's human population came from the apes, but no, he was very specific. And in one of his books he says, I am writing this concerning only the mainstream British people. It does not even include the Irish or the Scottish or the Welsh, the mainstream English people. At one point he raises the question whether he's speaking about the mainstream English people from the cities or he's talking about the red-faced farmers. I think he was mainly talking about the British, no matter red-faced farmers or, you know. It's interesting if you look through all the facts. People are often confused by this theory. They think that even the Pakistanis came from the apes. No, that's not true. Pakistanis are very intelligent human beings as compared to the British.
Hi. Hi. Do you live in Blythe?
No.
No, where do you live?
Sleekburn.
Okay, right. Does that Blythe? Is that nearly Blythe? No, I'm sorry. We need spelling. Would you like to talk about life in Blythe, Sleekburn, the northeast, southeast Northumberland, the area in general? The wonderful area, the Cosmic, where we live. Would you like to tell us about it?
No.
No? Okay. Thank you very much.
Each time you leave, I die alone. Say I'm foolish if you will, but no matter how I try, each time you say goodbye.
I tend to think that the perfect man doesn't necessarily need to be handsome or good looking.
Oh, I mean,
so long as they've got personality.
well, for me it's got to be. It's got to be handsome. I mean, how you kind of get turned on by an ugly bloke. But then again, I'm talking about something I know about and you don't know.
Well, I don't. No.
No, come on. I mean, if you kind of get randy with an ugly bloke, can you? You know.
I don't know.
I mean, there's got to be something about them. You know, there's got to be something about you. You've got to be attracted to them. And to me, you can't be attracted to somebody who's ugly.
Depends on the person, they will make.
No, but you don't have sex with a personality. You have sex with a body, a lush body. Do you understand? I'm not talking about love or things like that.
No.
I'm talking about sex.
You're talking about the raw thing, yeah.
The good bit.
Stand around, stand around, stand around. The carnage table trance. The carnage table trance.
The whole of the mankind, except for the British, originated from the Adam and Eve, the first male and female on the earth. I don't believe that myself. I don't believe the British came from the apes. But as far as Darwin's theory goes, I think I can believe it in some ways because there are some parallel between the apes and the mainstream British. I'm sure you would agree with me.
Hi, this is Blythe Docks. This is the River Blythe, which is called the River Blythe because it runs through the town of Blythe. Doesn't that make sense? These are windmills, the ones I told you about earlier in the car. And this big ugly statue is Blythe Power Station, which I shouldn't complain about it really because I'd never watch Neighbours if we didn't have it. Oh, the word. There's nobody around. God, there's nobody around who can even speak to. So, this is the place I live. It's grim, it's boring. And when you had the advert out in the paper, you said you wanted a girl from the north because they're zany, charming, streetwise, cheeky. So the question is, can someone like that possibly come from a place like this? Well, of course they can. Over to you, Terry.
I mean, if you really wish to see an Englishman from the Middle Ages, I mean, it's not very difficult. You can go to the House of Lords and you can see many, you know. I mean, it seems though they were frozen from the Middle Ages to be put into that chamber. Only thing is that they forgot to connect the gas pipe.
If you happen to incidentally be a do-it-yourself enthusiast and a painter and decorator and a window cleaner and a joiner and a carpenter and a car driver, great stuff.
See, I think perfect man, the perfect man to me is somebody who, well, apart from being a perfect replica of Blackie Lawless to look at, it would have to be rich to afford needs and things like that.
Yes.
I have to do something exciting work-wise. And I have to let me do my own thing as well, eh?
Yes. Well, so you say looks
so
don't
it's
come
an
into it.
impossibility for me to find somebody.
So you say looks don't come into it from my point of view.
All to do with me.
Well, it wouldn't matter because I wouldn't be seeing
You
them
see, no, well, I think
night.
physical attraction and sex go together, you see.
Yeah. Yes,
I mean, I couldn't fancy climbing into bed with somebody with a great big beer pot.
No.
You know what I mean?
Each time you leave, I die a little. I'm so afraid I'll lose you, dear. Hold me and say that you'll always stay. I only live when you are near.
People from Blythe originated from, if I get my historic facts right, the people from Blythe originated from Norway somewhere, I think. Norwegians used to come over on their banana boats. Well, not so much of a banana boat because they didn't know how to build a banana boat. I mean, the only people in the world that are experts at building banana boats that can go possibly time and time again around the world without needing a service are the Pakistanis. The fine example of them is the 2 million Pakistanis that are settled in this country.
Stand round, stand round, stand round the corner stable chance. You'll see things, you'll never come back. There's a man standing around. He's got a salt cellar on his head, and he's standing around. He's just woke up from the dead, and he's standing around, standing around, standing around. Everybody Everybody's backing away because he's standing around. Because he's standing around, standing around, standing around. He's got animals in his arms, and he's not being very nice.
Yeah, but I love it here. I will never shift from here. It's you know, it's getting better every day. You know, the building and everything. I mean, I live in the bungalow at Kerry Close, you know, and it's marvelous. I mean, you've got everything, shopping centre and everything here, really. I mean, it's not very far from the beach. You go, and Whitley Bay is not very far, but Blythe, it's a lovely place, you know. I love it anyway.
So does it offend you at all when people say it's the worst town in Britain to live?
Mind, you only think we find it bamboozle. I'm just saying to the lady, we've got a new car, it got broken, we had 3 days broken. That's the only thing, blue sniffers and breaking in, that's only for the teenagers spoiled it. They've absolutely spoiled the place. Otherwise it's a lovely place to live in.
Yeah, well, there's always some bad apples in the barrel. That's
the only thing that's having whatever, you know, in the field with the youngins. I mean, we're pestered where we live. We're pestered with blue sniff and that. Otherwise, it's they're going to make lovely resorts and everything here. A beautiful place. I mean, you go to the beach, not far from Whitley Bay, you know. But that's the only thing, the teenagers spoiling in Blythe. And I can remember seeing the car coming towards us and sort of moving over towards Trevor, and he put his arm around my shoulder, you know, and it seemed to take about a quarter of an hour for the car to sort of like bumped and jumped, but there was still, he had that much acceleration. It went over the top, and it went onto the top, and it sort of like split in half and slid down, and we were stuck in the car. We had to sit in this big rover, and I always remember it was British Racing Green. It was a beautiful car, you know, with the walnut face inside and everything. Big 4-litre engine.
Lovely.
It was a real tank, and we just sat sitting there and wait until we got the crane to lift, you know, the car away from. I mean, that car was a right mess, and there was, I mean, you know, there wasn't even a dent on the passenger door. There was scratches. The paint was scratched, and that was it. And like I say, the policeman said, God knows what would have happened if it hadn't been, you know, such a big good, car. Solid, big car.
About psychology, and he said to us, he wanted to know our dreams. I would be about 18 then, and I shiver when I think about this. I could burn up with embarrassment. So I wrote my dream. Now come on with the dreams. Yes, Miss Pauline used to come. Miss Pauline, will you come and stay a dream? So I said, well, I dream, and I've often dreamed this, that I'm in a room and it's very dirty. It's covered with rubbish. And I get a brush and I clean the room out. And I keep on cleaning the room out. And I wake up, I'm not very satisfied. I don't seem as though, and I've had that dream quite a bit. I'll explain to you. Of course, the brush was the penis. I didn't know what a penis, I wasn't sure what a penis was, but a good idea. I thought they called them willies. I'll never forget, but nobody, I think half of them thought, they still didn't understand what it was, but I thought never again will I talk about it. Because I was growing up and that was it, and now never forget. Anyway, we start.
I think this is becoming a bit of a black and a white issue, which it isn't. I mean, from my point of view, I love British people, and I wish they could be educated better, like the rest of the mankind. Oh, excuse me, show me this. I mean, what kind of education you think the British people can get from a lady who reads this many Mills and Boons a week? Can you imagine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 million bones a week. And what does she get out of it? If I open this on page 17, okay, if I open this on page 17, all these are same word by word. So what can she get out of it? Other than a dead brain cells, I would assume. And she has dead brain cells. Look at her. Don't take the camera that way. Don't tilt the camera that way. It's ridiculous. Can you tilt the camera to her?
Chocolate flavoured crisps. Who thinks of things like chocolate flavoured crisps? I mean, what are people thinking of? Surely they know potatoes and chocolate don't mix. Would you sprinkle cocoa powder on your chips? Because I certainly wouldn't. Good God.
He's standing round, he's standing round, he's not standing anymore, because a dog's just bit him in the face, and he's not standing round.
I think in Britain, you are beginning to see the signs of a Nazi state. And that can be proven in every city in the UK. At least it happens to one house where 6 or 7 or 10 uniformed police officers knock down somebody's door to search out the house. If these are not the signs of a Nazi state, what is it? Where nobody is allowed to question. These are the signs of a Nazi state. And disaster is to fall upon the people of Britain, whether they believe it or not. And I think they like to be, these people, 90% is possibly too small of a figure. If I even said 99% of the people in this society are brainwashed by the box or the comics like the Daily Mirror and the Sun and the Star. I would say the disaster is about to fall the nation, but the nation does not realize. They think they are free, but they're not. It's not a free nation. I think it's stupid and it's foolish of them to believe that they are free.
This is harder than I thought. I love talking about other people, but I can't talk about myself. Do you know what I mean? I can talk about anything, but I can't.
No, I've had a few close calls. Not all turned out wrong. Never mind.
I still say you have to be a night watchman, though, 7 nights a week. And as I say, if he has the added bonus of being a decorator, a do-it-yourself expert, and all these other little abilities, you know, in a gardener.
But the thing is, you see, if you get one who's rich, you employ other people to do it. This is a female household, this, isn't it?
No love that in a family dwells, no carolling on frosty air, nor all the steeple-shaking bells can with this single truth compare, that God was man in Palestine and lives today in bread and wine.
Marvellous. What's in marvellous? Did you write that yourself?